So that this topic, which is very, very important, is the difference between nutritional ketosis and ketoacidosis. So nutritional ketosis is a natural physiological state um, that occurs in your body because your insulin levels are low, and this allows the body to metabolize fatty acid into ketones as a fuel. So this is totally normal, and it can occur to anybody during a fast or when you are restricting your carbohydrates. If you look at it from the evolutionary standpoint, it totally makes sense because our ancestors, uh, they went without, sometimes they had no food for a long period of time. So they needed an alternative source of energy, and fatty acid and ketones were what saved the day for them, really. When you started, excuse me, when you start on a keto diet or low carb, your metabolism shifts from being glucose centric to adipose centric. All that means is from relying on carbohydrates to fat, relying on fat for fuel and energy. So normal ketones is zero point 0.5 to 3 and up to 5 after fasting or exercise. These levels, this is very important, they don't change the pH in your blood. Um, the same way that ketoacidosis, which is a medical emergency for somebody who's type 2 diabetic. Nutritional ketosis actually has a positive metabolic effect. It improves your glucose. It lowers your insulin. It has produces ketones, and it accelerates the metabolism of fatty acids from stored fat in your body. So this nutritional acidosis is safe, is beneficial, and yeah, I highly recommend it for somebody who has type 2 diabetes. We've been able to help a lot of clients or patients reverse their type 2 diabetes by putting them on at least below 30 grams of carbohydrates a day, and lean protein and healthy fat. Okay, now ketoacidosis. What is ketoacidosis? If you have type 2 diabetes, you really need to know about ketoacidosis because it is a medical emergency. This is when high levels of fatty acid and ketones are in your blood. This mostly common with somebody who is type 1, but it can definitely happen, occurs with insulin depending patient as well. Also, I've emphasized on this, if you're taking SGLT2 inhibitor for some of you guys who have type 2 diabetes, like Invokana or Jardiance, please speak with your doctor before even starting on a low carb diet or making any lifestyle changes, because this medication puts you in a risk of glycemic ketoacidosis. So very important to change your medication before you start a low carb or keto. When you are on ketoacidosis, ketones in your body are high. That means it changes the pH in your blood. It goes from, so the pH is at or below 7.3. So it results in a metabolic acidosis pH, which is at or below 7.3. And the signs are dehydration, fatigue, confusion, vision change, polyuria, which is urinating a lot, and rapid breathing. So there's different way of checking your ketones, but if you're trying to reverse your type 2 diabetes, I don't really recommend you chasing after ketones. As long as you keep your carbs below 30 and you're eating mostly vegetables, healthy fat like avocado, olive oil, just whole food, then you should be okay.